Hi, Eric Linask with TMC, coming to you here from Cloud Expo in New York at the Javits Center. Larry, good to see you. What is driving all the activity around the show?
Oh, well, there's nothing hotter in the market right now than the cloud, right? I mean, everybody is interested in the cloud. We're finding that more and more companies have actually had some experience in the cloud and then are coming to this show today in the last few days looking for specific things. You know, something like our platform in the cloud for business intelligence and database.
So that's a real change from even as little as 6 or 12 months ago. You saying that businesses are actually understanding what they can do in the cloud, and now actually out there shopping for solutions.
Yeah, the uptake seems to be really, really sharp here. Companies, if you take a look at the Amazon experience, all you need is a credit card, and you can get on and use a very wide array of services. Same thing with our offerings, both on the Elastic BI side, where we've got Jaspersoft and Vertica as a single platform, very easy to fire up on an Amazon account. Same thing with our Hyperion enterprise performance management applications, Essbase, Planning, and HFM. Either one of them we can provision literally in an afternoon. Another 5 minutes if you need an Amazon account. It's real easy to do.
So are people coming to you specifically for a solution, or are they coming to you asking, hey, I have this problem, how can you help?
Well, there is a range. People are looking at all things cloud these days. We do get a fair number of people coming around saying, well, what have you got to offer? Because we're investigating the cloud on a very broad front. And then we've got folks coming in saying, listen, I've been doing some business intelligence, perhaps I've been working with Jaspersoft already, I'm looking for a platform. Or the same thing with the Hyperion applications, where I'm running it in-house, I'm back level, I don't have the support staff that I'm looking for or that I really need, and I'm looking for some help. And we can provide that help all across the board, right from the images on Amazon right down to consulting, tech support, and full managed services.
How does cloud change business intelligence?
Well, it's made it a lot easier for starters to get going. Normally, if you took a look at the time it would take on premises to install just our stack of Jaspersoft and Vertica, you could be working for 4, 5, 6 weeks just to get that combination going. And then you've got to redo a fair bit of it every time a version changes. And the whole trend in the software market today is towards more frequent updates, dot releases, along with major releases. So we provide those as part of the service. So you don't have to spend all of your time just installing software. You can actually work on the applications that provide business value.
How much of your deployment is in the private cloud as opposed to some of the public cloud environments?
Actually, we're almost all public cloud at this point. We have the capability to move into a VMware environment. We've done some interesting work with Opscode Chef to be able to make that transportable between the Amazon cloud, really any cloud that supports Chef. And so we have 2 clients at this point we're working on building transportability onto the VMware environment, which they find of great value.
Is there a different set of needs when it comes to that kind of transportability and then bringing it over into a different cloud environment?
Well, one of the main issues with the cloud these days is around security. And regardless sometimes of whether the technical personnel are comfortable with the security, the CFO is not always. So we find that's changing, but what the hybrid seems to be in the interim is to do development and test on the cloud and then bring it in-house for production if there is still concern around security. But I would say that the security story, particularly for Amazon, is an excellent story. You can lock an environment down every bit as tight on the Amazon cloud as you can in in your own data center. So it's actually a very good story if people are willing to listen to it.
How do you get them to listen to it?
Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Amazon's got an excellent white paper on security. It's 30 or 40 pages that outlines all of their capabilities. They also have another white paper on best practices. Typically it's just a conversation with my chief technology officer, because as a first step, what we'll do is we'll move people onto a virtual private cloud, which is the cloud version of a VPN. most companies consider that to be a good level of security. I mean, they can actually extend their own firewalls out into the cloud. So that's an effective level for all but the most sensitive data. And then the interesting conversations are around the really sensitive stuff, that personally identifiable information, electronic medical records, holdings for financial institutions, client information, that sort of thing. But even in those cases, there are quite a few companies that have moved that kind of data up to the cloud.
Larry, thank you. This is Eric Lanask for TMC. Follow all these videos and more from Cloud Expo on my Twitter account, @eLanask.